It's time for the Nebraska Football Coaches Show.
3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's second sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit. Grant gets the handoff. Stutter steps his way to the 15, cuts to the outside. Wow, 10, 5, touchdown. Anthony Grant, an electrifying move at the 19-yard line, and he scoots in there for 6 points. Snap back to Van Trees. Play actions. Gets hit as he throws. Pass headed down the end zone. Buford goes up and makes the interception at the 1-yard line. Marquise Buford's second pick of the game, and it was created by some pressure on the quarterback, Van Trees.
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to our second Husker football show for the season, and this one will lead us right into a football game. We are 48 hours away from the Huskers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers ready to kick off the 2023 season. And we got a little smattering of games last week with the Week 0 games, but it is in earnest this week with teams across the country ready to kick this season off, and so much excitement as the Matt Rhule era of Husker football ready to get launched and ready to go. 4th straight year that the Huskers will open a season with a conference game, this time in Minneapolis against the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and the Gophers have won 4 straight, but my goodness, these have been some colossal matchups the last couple of years. Each of the last 3 meetings between these two teams, the game has been decided by 7 points. And going back a step further, 5 of the last 9 have been one-score games. So really tight football games, and I think that's what we anticipate again on Thursday night as the Huskers head to Huntington Bank Stadium to take on the Gophers. Minnesota, under 7th-year head coach P.J. Fleck, have quietly put together a nice run, back-to-back 9-win seasons. Then you had the oddity of the COVID year in 20 where everybody only played 9 games. The year before that, in 2019, they won 11 football games. So this is a program that probably doesn't get enough respect nationally for what he's done in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Now, the Gophers do lose a lot of talent off last year's team. Mo Ibrahim, the talented running back, finally exhausted his eligibility. Tanner Morgan, who'd been their quarterback for 5 years, is no longer there. They lost a couple really good defensive players. Soren Marin, their top linebacker, graduated and moved on. But they're still a talented football team that, like Nebraska and really like everybody in the country, has hit the transfer portal in recent times. They cherry-picked some guys from Western Michigan. They got their top running back who gained over 1,000 yards a year ago. Hopefully, they hope that he takes the place of Mo Ibrahim or gets some of the carries from Mo. They also picked up a wide receiver from that same program that had over 50 catches a year ago. Another wide receiver out of the transfer portal from Charlotte who had a very good year. So, like I said, like a lot of teams around the country, they have been getting into that transfer portal and picking and putting in some needs into what they do. 7 o'clock kickoff on Thursday night. Our pregame coverage here on the network begins at 3 on Thursday afternoon with Husker Game Day with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. All right, our football coaches show tonight for till the top of the hour. We're talking running backs. E.J. Barthel joins us. If you've got a comment, our text line is open for you, 402-413-2400. Delighted to welcome on the program Coach Barthel. How are you? Have you survived August?
Yeah, it was a great camp. A great camp, and it's really excited to kind of finally get a chance to go against another opponent here. So
Coach said it was a hard camp. He said it was a hard off season for these guys, but he credited them. He said they have battled their way through it.
That's right. To be honest, that's kind of been our standard. You know what I mean? And for this year, for our culture is we're going to earn it. Right. That's where we're at. We need, like Coach said at the Big Ten Conference, we need to earn the respect of our fans, our fan base, earn the respect as coaches from our players. Our players have to earn the respect from us as coaches, and it's about doing things the right way, and making sure that we set the foundation here at Nebraska the right way, for sure.
You and I talked back in June. We were doing the position breakdowns for the summer. We went through your room, and you were excited about your room. You felt like you had a really talented room. Do you feel that way now, 2 months later? I mean, what? Did they live up to that hype in your mind when you went into camp?
That's right. I honestly think that there's it's a great room. First off, they're great kids. That's the most important thing. They're really great kids, and we've really come together the last 6 months since we've been here. We've really kind of grown real relationships. which was my number one, which was our number one thing we wanted to do. We wanted to be really organic and not fake it, you know what I mean? And so I think we got to the point now where the brotherhood has become a real thing in our room and amongst other rooms on the team as well. So my point being that they all bring something special to the table. And I think it's excuse me, I'm sweating a little warm in here. It's our job to kind of find out what their best traits are and how to kind of manipulate and manage their traits. You know what I mean? Throughout the course of the game or throughout the course of the year. You know, it's kind of an a little art to it. But you know, I'm really excited because they all bring something a different piece to the puzzle, and I'm really excited to kind of get those guys out there.
The depth chart came out Friday, and Coach was asked about Gabe winning the job at Remax. He says, yeah, I mean, he's just been really good since we stepped on campus.
That's right.
You got here a couple weeks after some of the initial coaches. What was your initial impression of Gabe? And in your eyes, what got him to the number one spot?
You know, initially, when you meet the kid, he's very impressive size-wise, right? So, you know, he's a nice-looking kid. And the reality is, you know, I had heard a lot of great things about him, but there was not a lot of playing experience, you know, because of his injuries and kind of the things went in rotation the last couple seasons. But so really kind of he's an older player that you had to, you know, kind of really teach how to, like, play as a veteran very quickly. So, like, you know, that was the biggest challenge that I think I said before in the springtime was showing him how to practice like a veteran, how to perform like a veteran. But, you know, he's really proven that he can handle it. You know what I mean? And he's really coming to work every single day prepared for the task at hand, and he's become really reliable and accountable. And he's been productive. You know, he's been productive on the field. You know what I mean? And so he runs the ball with physicality, and that's kind of our standard in that room. And he's come a long way, and I'm really, really happy where he's at.
2 years ago, he starts as a true freshman that gets hurt in the Oklahoma game. Do you think he trusts that knee? And that players will tell you that physically you feel good, and between your ears you're still kind of thinking, is it going to hold up? Do you think he's got the trust back in his body?
Yeah, you know, I actually went through that same injury, so I kind of know experience of that. You know, and a lot of that is mental, right? There's a lot. So there is a period of time once you're healed. Now there's the mental aspect of coming back. Any major injury, there's a mental aspect of coming back and kind of feeling, you know, like, oh, when it hurts, is this normal? Is this okay? And you kind of favoring it. So it takes time to get back 100% mentally from an injury like that. And so, you know, but I have not noticed anything from that standpoint as far as him favoring any injuries or even complaining about an injury. He's, you know, really has never really been brought up. So
because you've gone through it, was there a point where you realized you stopped thinking about it? That you stopped thinking about, keeps looking down, is it still there? Everything's still there? That's
right. Yeah, I think that's kind of where he's at. You know, I think he's at a point where he's not even thinking about it. And you know, like you said, until it was brought up, really just now I haven't really paid a lot of attention to it. So he's really he's come a long way for sure. Today,
Coach got asked about the Johnsons bringing back the kicks, both Emmett and Ramir, and he said with Emmett, he goes, Emmett's come about as far as anybody we have on his football team. So I want your thoughts on that. And then he flat said, this is Coach Rhule saying, I'm a huge Ramir Johnson fan. I guess you would second that.
That's right. You know, and to start with Emmett first, you know, Emmett, we sat down when we first got here, and he kind of wanted to hear what his role was going to be on the team, and I said, you know, we're going to find that out this spring. You know what I mean? And you know, and he's really come a long, like Coach said, he's come a long way for not just, you know, how he conducts himself, but also to being a really good competitor, right? Very coachable. That's the one trait that you know, I really appreciate about him. You know, you can make a correction and he'll work to get it fixed immediately. You know what I mean? And so there's that part of it. And so very proud of how far he's come, and he's been he's shown some explosive stuff throughout spring and throughout training camp, which we feel comfortable putting him back there and utilizing some of those talents. So he's earned that. He's earned every single rep, and so really excited for him. And Ramir, to follow up what Coach said, you know, Ramir's a blue-collar mindset type of guy. He's a bring your lunch pail to work every day. And he's very gifted in multiple areas. He's gifted in, you know, in protection. He's physical. He's an inside runner. He's an outside runner. He can run routes. I mean, so there's a lot of things he can do. And we had experience like in Carolina with guys like that. Obviously, Christian was kind of a gadget, also an inside runner and outside runner type of guy. So he can do multiple things, right? So that's kind of Ramirez, you know, he can have as good as a career as anyone in the country, as long as he continues on the right path and doing the things that he's been doing. So
I'm going to call him Johnson & Johnson back there, bringing back kickoffs. The law firm of Johnson & Johnson ready to return.
You know, that's funny. We actually, in our own room, we actually say that.
You do?
To our guys, yeah. The Johnson & Johnson.
Dropping on your room. I don't think Coach thinking I'm out there.
Well, we got the Buford boys, and we got the Johnson & Johnson boys, so that's right.
Andy in Phoenix, a text for you, Coach. He says, Coach, few rumblings about some fumbles. How do you fix or reduce putting the ball on the ground? Also, do you keep the confidence in a running back when they have those yips?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, you know, the one thing I'd say about ball security is it's not a natural thing, right? For all skill guys, especially running backs. Running backs and quarterbacks touch the ball, obviously, the most out of all positions. But really, ball security is not a natural thing as far as a skill set. So you have to teach that, right? And I think that it's a learning process to teach proper ball security. Obviously, it's a huge part of everyone's program. Everyone says and preaches ball security, but here we really need to teach it and really enforce it. You know what I mean? And until you know, there is no like a day off of ball security. It's every day. It's one of our core pillars here. So core values. And to teach it, you have to. It's a constant reminder, and it's an individual's choice to really use the technique when it matters, right, at the critical moments. So it's a learning curve, you know, and to touch on the rumblings of fumbling. I think that's natural for all running backs, right? You know, some guys may fumble here and there, but I don't think we've had a serious issue with that right now. We're doing a good job of improving. We had a couple on the ground during camp, but we've been focused on making sure that we get that ball nice and secured.
Andy was being very nice because Coach Rhule has said that AG had a couple fumbles.
Yeah.
And I went back last year. I think he only put it on the ground 3 times, I think, all year long. So how do you balance being tough, that we can't let that happen, but not kill a kid's confidence?
That's right.
You still got to be aggressive and hit the hole hard and put that foot in the dirt and go and all that stuff.
That's right. I think it's the understanding of what we're actually coaching, right? We're coaching the technique, and the technique needs to be applied at these critical moments, and it's really separating those critical moments and reminding at these critical moments when the ball needs to have proper technique, right? Versus running to the right side of the field, want the ball in the proper hand. You know what I mean? How to take on tackles, what type of tackles, how to use your offhand. There's multiple things that need to be taught and really drilled before guys become, I would say, experienced at it. And it's just a coaching thing, and it's a player taking on the coaching. It's a two-way streak, and we've improved thus far.
Let me just flip this on for the Huskers' sake. How good's our defense at getting takeaways? I mean, that's part of what you've been battling here the last month.
That's
our
right.
Guys.
That's right. That's right. You know, we're making an emphasis on going after that football, and trying to create takeaways and create turnovers. And that's the reality of winning football programs, and that's something we want to hang our hat on. And that's a testament to our defense and how they're playing and how they practice, which has been great work for us. You know, great work for us. Even our trade team and the younger guys in our program that are on our development teams that we emphasize going after that football. You know what I mean? I think it's the reality. It's again, it's a constant reminder of, on defense, like we need to make an emphasis on going after the football, and in offense, we got to protect it. You know what I mean? But saying it and doing it are two different things, right? Like drill work, planning the drill work, structuring it so that we're being effective, recording it, monitoring it throughout practice. There's a lot of things that go in that we've done that we will continue to do.
Folks, learn how you can earn up to $250 more per acre when you grow value-added grain by visiting cvacoop.com, Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. I just want to confirm, have you moved out of Selleck? Did you get out of the dorm?
I'm out of the dorm. Yeah, it was an awesome experience, though. Awesome experience to kind of be with the guys and kind of go back to that we actually did it before as a staff, but it was pretty cool here to do it with those guys, and so it was a good experience. And
I know Coach Rhule said he walked over here every day. Did you walk, or did you get in a car and loop around?
I actually walked with him one time. I did walk with him one time, and I will vouch, he walked every single time from the dorm to practice, and I thought that was awesome, right? Like the leader of our organization, taking the steps like the players, and that's what statement can you make that matches that, right? Like, I'm going to do what I asked you. I'm going to do the things that I asked you to do. That's pretty impressive from a head football coach.
Yeah, very good. Coach Barthel with us till the top of the hour, 402-413-2400. Keep those texts coming. We'll fire some of those at him. A lot to talk about as this Husker team gets ready to embark on the 2023 season. Our text line brought to you by Woodhouse. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. More with the coach coming up.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Spot less. Introducing the cleanup for tar spot, gray leaf spot, southern rust, and more. Novel next generation Adastrio fungicide broadens your spectrum and strengthens your residual when it comes to foliar disease control in corn. Visit your FMC retailer or adastrio.ag.fmc.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Kids eat free in September at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee to celebrate National Family Meals Month. That's right, get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under can choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, chicken tenders, and more. Bring the family together. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day in September. Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
There's a new kind of season ticket when you fly from the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of the Huskers. Now at LNK, choose from fast, affordable, non-stop flights to your favorite vacation spots. All from an airport that's relaxed and hassle-free. It's never been easier to get off the bench and enjoy an adventure with the whole family. Visit GoFlyLNK.com and book your trip today. Let's go.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in scarlet and cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Calling all Husker fans. Woodhouse Auto Family is thrilled to be a sponsor of Volleyball Day in Nebraska. And to share the excitement, we're giving you a chance to win tickets. As the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics, Woodhouse takes great pride in supporting the Huskers and the passionate Nebraska fan base. And we want to see you in the sea of red at Volleyball Day in Nebraska. To enter for a chance to win tickets to the event and learn more, visit woodhouse.com today.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, University Education Access for Nebraska students. The Only in Nebraska campaign, the largest in university history, will focus on creating scholarships to make education more affordable, attracting more Nebraska students, and keeping young people in the state after graduation.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For new Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
New Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Knottle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Knottle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Knottle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealers, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. It's our football show for the week. Huskers open it in 48 hours up in the Twin Cities against the Gophers. E.J. Barthel with us, Huskers running backs coach. Our text line is open for you at 402-413-2400. Going back to our sit-down in June to preview the running back room, you had just gotten on campus a fullback transfer from Notre Dame, Barrett Liebentritt.
That's right.
Who says he likes to hit people. That's right. Is that accurate?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I guess you play like a fullback, talk like a fullback, right? Golly. But he's had a really good camp. Really good camp. Janarin Bonner has a really good camp. Yeah. So we got two good ones.
They're different kind of players, though, aren't
exactly
they? I mean,
right. Exactly.
Bonner can do a lot of things.
Exactly. Bonner's a really good athlete. Both those kids are very coachable, which is kind of a phrase I'll keep using because I think it's a really important trait. And but he's been very good. He brings a lot of versatility to our offense, and he's been an accountable player, and he's good practice habits. And kind of setting the standard of what we want in that room. And so he's not a younger player, he's not a senior, but he does set another kind of a leadership role on the way he conducts his business. So I'm really excited to have him and bring some good depth to that position.
Pretty good late find.
That's right. That's right.
Throwing him in there in June, right?
That's right. No doubt. Sometimes things just work out the way they're supposed to, and we got some younger fullbacks in the room that are developing, and so we'll have that nice competition throughout the next couple of seasons here. So we got a good start.
How was the process of getting it down to the travel roster? Were there some fights in the coaches' room and all about getting it down to I think it's 74 now. Get to travel.
Yeah. I wouldn't say there's any fights or anything. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, we have younger players, we have older players, we have guys developing, we have new positions, right? So I think at the end of the day, I think we're all constantly competing to get better, right? There really isn't like, well, I made the travel roster, so I'm not going to make the travel roster next week, right? Like it's not that type of way. So the concern is, or I would say not the concern, the point of emphasis is competition. You know what I mean? And consistently competing, and it's a next man up mentality. That's where you want to get your organization to, where we can plug and play guys and put guys in, and they can go out there and do the job, right? So, we don't look at it as like this guy's not going to play this year. It's not kind of we're looking to coach everyone on the roster and push everyone on our roster by the way we practice consistently and create that competition every single day. Compete.
You obviously build your value if you can play on teams, right? You build your value to get on that 74 roster for the road.
That's right. That's an emphasis for all our young players and all our positions. To be honest, special teams is a third of the football game, and it's something that we take very serious here. So competing just like offense and defense in our special team circuits and drills are going to be highly competitive. You know what I mean? And they're going to be coached. All the position coaches will be, involved. You know what I mean? So you know, we're pretty good right now with our roster and how the guys are competing, and we got some key components going. So,
Coach, a week ago they had a chance to walk into a new locker room. What did your guys think?
What did I think?
What did you think?
I was just really impressed, man. I cannot believe how awesome that place is. I think it's going to be great for our players and from a recovery aspect. I mean, you know, hats off to all parties involved, and they've done a fantastic job with that facility. And it's really probably, I don't think I've ever seen anything as nice as that in sports in my career. You know, just really excited for our players to be able to have that, to be able to experience that. And even the seniors this year, the guys that won't be with us in the future, have a chance to then to get, you know, have this new start, but also be able to kind of enjoy that as well. I think it's pretty special. I mean, our kids are really lucky to have that. So are we as coaching staff, and to be able to have those guys get that recovery is a key essential part of our program. So
you haven't. I know you probably had recruits that kind of made their way through the building while it was under construction, but they probably haven't seen the finished product of the locker room
yet.
That's
right, because it's been dead period, so we haven't really had any guys here. So
Can you imagine those guys coming in the next few months?
You know, it's going to help them recruiting for sure. You know what I mean? I think that you know, if you care about recovery and you care about having the best of the best in sports, if that stuff matters to you as a family and as a player, and we're going to have a chance to you're going to want to play for us because that's going to help. Now, it's not going to be why we take guys, right, or get guys, but the reality is it's a benefit for us, and we're very grateful for it. And our kids are as well. I mean, they humbly got in there, and they were all excited like little kids, and it was awesome. Really good experience.
That's a fun time to be able to see that.
No doubt.
Folks, buckle up with the phone at a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. I've not been in it yet. I haven't been cleared. But I keep hearing people talk about a car wash. Is that just like, is it like water chutes come through? Is that what it is?
That's right. So, you know, obviously you want guys to, you know, get off the practice field, hop in the shower. So, and they have all the products in there that make sure that they get all nice and clean before they get into their cold tubs and get into their hot tubs. Now, the cold tubs and the hot tubs, I'm saying it as if like they're normal cold tubs and hot tubs. They are elite, the cold tub. I've never seen anything like it. It looks like a mini resort, the way the tubs are set up. It's pretty cool, man. So they get right into the car wash to get nice and clean. And, you know, they don't have to, you know, go into their lockers. They go right through the car wash, and they go right into the hot tubs and cold tubs and the recovery pools. And it's really a great experience and functional piece of equipment we have there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you a cold tub guy? I mean, Coach Rhule saes he gets cold tubs every day, likes to splash it. Are you? You're into that too?
I think especially for running backs, the amount of time, you know, the explosive movements we do throughout the day, throughout a practice. You know, the recovery is really important. The ice and kind of get the stimulation to get some of the inflammation out of your lowers is really important. You know what I mean? And kind of prevent soft tissue issues and to feel fresh for the next day, right? So. The ice tubs are fantastic. Cold tubs are fantastic, and I'm a big believer in it. I use it as a player as well, so firsthand. So
I'm going to mix metaphors here on you. Baseball term as it relates to football. Do you have a pitch count on how many carries you want a guy to have? Do you go into a game going, I don't want Gabe to have more than 15, or does that not enter your guys' mind? Prepping for a week? No, I think it starts with what we're doing as a staff, what our plan of attack is, right? And then I think from there it's kind of a feel it thing, and there's really not a set, you know, this guy has to have this much. It's kind of really, you know, our game plan, and then throughout the course of the game things change, right? And really it's more of a feel than it is anything, right? Like it's communication, you know, because again you have so many situations you have to be ready for, protection and short yardage. And, passing situation. So we're fortunate to have a room of guys that are versatile, that do multiple things well. Yeah. So very lucky to have guys that we can put in good situations. But it's really a feel thing, right? And it's also a way for us to compete. I think the one thing I appreciate from the running back room thus far is the guys have been able to compete with each other, but also been able to build brotherhood, and that's important. You know, it's one thing to compete. But it's another thing to learn how to compete, and I think that's what we've done since spring to training camp. We've learned how to compete with each other, and nothing is personal, and we're able to communicate and push each other. In your time with the Panthers, did you have McCaffrey on something of that you had to keep an eye on his workload with as long a season as that is?
Well, it's interesting. The one season Christian got hurt and Mike Davis had to step up. Mike Davis had a phenomenal year for us, you know what I mean? And that was a guy kind of like, obviously you don't want to take Christian out of the game, and that was a guy that was that was brought there to kind of take some of those blows and give, and keep the offense rolling. And he ended up becoming the main guy. You know what I mean? So, that's a good – actually used that coaching point with some of our other guys like Emmett and pretty much all of them. It's next man up. This is a crazy game, and you don't know what's going to happen. Play one, play two. You know what I mean? So be ready, stay alert, and it's about keeping those guys mentally fresh and mentally sharp and maximizing their reps and practice and coaching them hard, be ready to play.
Good. E.J. Barthel with us, 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to fire off a text question for him. Time for this week's Alumni Hall, Husker Great. We go back 10 years ago to a quarterback that this fall is going into the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame.
The snap. Take the handoff. Taylor keeps it himself, racing left side, 30, 40, Martinez to midfield. It's a foot race now. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Taylor Martinez. He just blasted his way for 71 yards.
One of the most electrified Husker athletes of all time. Team Magic, Taylor Martinez, will be enshrined into the Husker Hall of Fame in about a month. Let me correct myself. Not Husker, Nebraska Football Hall of Fame in about a month. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. We're back with more with the coach coming up.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 3.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hi, I'm a volleyball. It's an okay life. I go back and forth about it. But I really wish I was a Nebraska Lottery Powerball or Mega Millions Mega Ball. See, all they have to do is mix around in a big plastic bubble and roll down a ramp, and then people win millions. What a great life. As for me, I get thrown around all day and have to worry about getting spiked, which is about to happen right now. Oh, ow! Couldn't you just do a nice, gentle tip?
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game. It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Meet water's bubblier and more energetic best friend. Bubbler Antioxidant Sparkling Water. With tons of flavors, there's one for every occasion. Interviewing for your dream job, hitting the beach, or going on an epic road trip? Pop the top on your favorite bubbler flavor and awesome antioxidants swoop in to balance your body and focus your mind. Right before a boost of natural caffeine shows up to save your day. There's a benefit in every bubble and a happier you just waiting to rise up. Find out more at Drink Bubbler on Instagram.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Taman 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Our Sports Sunday Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse. The Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. EJ Barthel with us. It's our Nebraska football show for the week. Huskers set to kick off the 2023 season Thursday night. Prime time, Big Fox, big audience. That's
right.
Cool to be on Big Fox.
Awesome. It is right. I mean, that's what a great. I mean, this has been a great transition. It's been a great spring. It's been a great training camp, and what a way to start the year for our guys and for us as a staff and for our players. This is a pretty awesome experience to really. I mean, why would you not want to start this way, right? So this is pretty cool. You know, I mean, get out at break camp, get on a plane, get in a hotel. You know, have that experience together, and really kind of go attack this journey together. And it's really awesome experience. I mean, can't make this stuff up. It's pretty cool.
Ken, on our text line for you, Coach, what are your plans tomorrow? Will you practice short? And then, second question, how's the health of the team?
Pretty good. I think we've done a good job of pushing the guys and also monitoring them. And I think our tempo has been really good. And tomorrow, we'll get some stuff in from the week. The game plan's in, and we'll clean up some things and get moving a little bit. Just to get ready and do some final touches. But, tomorrow's kind of about just kind of locking in and locking in and closing all the little details that we need to clean up, and then, get our minds right and get on that plane. That's what tomorrow's all about. It's about closing the door and just kind of finishing the week off strong.
As a coach, do you like night games? And as a player, did you like night games?
Yeah. I think these night games are pretty special. I mean, you're playing Thursday night on national television. There's pretty much this is stuff that guys don't forget about. They tell the grandkids about. So, Big Ten opener, it's pretty special. I mean, so anyone who doesn't love this, you're in
the wrong deal.
No doubt, man. This is what it's about. This is what we got into this for. And so, as a player, do I love night games? Yeah, absolutely. Situations like this where everyone's spotlight is on and everyone's out there watching. I mean, everyone, and I don't know who else is playing that night. I'm not sure, but I know we'll be one of the few games on, and it'd be awesome experience for our family, our players, and their families to get to see them play. I mean, it's great. It's really cool. Really cool.
Big Fox for this one. Big Fox noon kickoff the next week with Colorado. That's really good exposure, right? I mean, that's got to be awesome for recruiting. I mean, you can tell your guys that you're looking at here we are. We're going to be easy to find on the tube or wherever you're at on a Thursday night and a Saturday morning.
Yeah, we're not going to let Colorado creep in right now and to distract us right now, because it's about us right now. And 8:31, it is about us this week. And once we get that done, but to your point, it is a pretty special opportunity to have that kind of exposure. But the focus right now is completely on tomorrow, and then from tomorrow will be game day.
Tomorrow's going to be interesting around the stadium. We got a volleyball match, and they're taking over your field, Coach. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're setting up now, so I got to see it as I was walking in. It's all early this morning. Pretty special. I'm pretty sure it's going to be probably one of the biggest events in volleyball history. Yeah, so that's pretty special. But another just trait to being at Nebraska. You know what I mean? And just how awesome is that? You know what I mean? Just being a trendsetter, and just pretty cool brand and a pretty cool institution. That's pretty awesome, man. You're gonna have a sold-out crowd, and volleyball, and
who else does that?
No doubt. That's pretty cool. That's just awesome. Really, really, really happy for our student athletes.
Contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. 402-413-2400. Let's talk Minnesota a little bit. What have you studied on the Gophers? What kind of are they aggressive? Do they blitz a lot? What kind of personality does their defense have?
Well, I think they do a fantastic job. They've done over the last few years, and they play fundamentally sound football. And I know Coach Fleck, and I actually know defensive coordinator Coach Rossi pretty well.
Yeah.
Coach Rossi, and just kind of their defense, and he's an efficient, hardworking guy, and his players are kind of representation of that. You know what I mean? So, they play hard. They play sound, and this is going to be a good testament to who we are as a team. You know what I mean? But, we're excited for the challenge. You know what I mean? But mostly the challenge amongst ourselves. That's really all that matters on game day is us. You know what I mean? And staying locked in on the moment, and staying in doing what we do, and playing every single play. And trying to win the next play. You know what I mean? So, no doubt to them, it's going to be a really good game, and we expect nothing less than that, because they're a well-coached team, and they've had success over the years, and they're good. They're a good team. They're a good program with good kids.
PJ Fleck has said they're chasing ghosts because they don't know what you guys are going to do.
That's right.
How big of an advantage can that be for the Big Red?
That's something I didn't really actually think about. I'm pretty sure if they know our DNA as a staff, and Coach Rhule, what he's been, they kind of expect who we are and what we do, and again, just can't really be, for us this year, and for how we conduct ourselves, it's really not going to be about the opponent. It's going to be about how we play football and sticking to our plan. You know what I mean? That's the big deal. That's the biggest thing we need to get accomplished this weekend. Just staying in the moment, staying focused, winning every single play. And respecting them. Respecting who they are. We do respect them, but they should respect us too. So we're ready for them.
Coach Rhule said you had 2 big scrimmages. That's, I guess, all the NCAA allows. Not sure why, but he said the first one there were procedural penalties, not getting in and out of hulls quick enough, but he thought it got a lot better. The second scrimmage, is that how you saw it, that things got better as you made your way through camp?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the scrimmages, right? Because you get a chance to, some things that show up in a scrimmage situation that may not show up in a practice situation that our guys get to experience. You know what I mean? So, and then you got a bunch of younger, new faces that are in starting positions, and new way of doing things. Guys that play different coaches, different organizations, how they signal, operate. All those things come to life in scrimmage situations that you get to see, and that you may not necessarily see in practice sometimes. So really good experience for us to get that cleaned up, and cleaned up's the wrong word. Really just kind of get that experience of a game day-like situation, from entering on and off the field, what you do on the sidelines, how to manage the sidelines, where you stand, where do you receive and give information. So pretty cool for us to kind of get that chance to get that ironed out and work that out before we get out on game day.
This is a good one for you. Tom says, Coach, do you have any pregame superstitious rituals? You tape your pinkies or anything funny like that?
I really like to kind of spend one-on-one time with each one of my players, and really just kind of have just that connection and look really into their eyes and see where they're at. You know what I mean? That's
cool.
that's the one thing. You know, I mean, I think, we've done as a coach. You want to prepare always, right? You kind of more like a parent, big brother. You want to make sure you protect them, but game day is about them. And right before kickoff, it's I want to make sure they're ready and give them my last little 2 cents, but then let them go. You know what I mean? And let them go play and trust their training, trust their process, and teach them how to find their process, but trust that they're prepared. You know what I mean? And you got to work your butt off to prepare them. And then as soon as kickoff goes, they're out there flying, and just trust that they're going to go play the way you expect them to play.
One thing I don't think people realize is you guys even have to coach the warm-ups. You have to coach the pregame. I mean, there's a certain way and a right way to do something in sync with everybody else. I mean, I think some people just, maybe that's what the scrimmages maybe help you do some of that. I think you had to run through last Thursday night kind of the same thing to kind of practice on how you're just going to enter and exit the field a little bit.
That's right. An example of maybe like a young player who hasn't really had a lot of game experience may go out there and work on it, be kind of nervous, just kind of gas himself out. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that you have to be constantly coaching and teaching up until kickoff, and that's just one of them. You know what I mean? Just kind of having that experience of here's our tempo, here's what we're trying to accomplish, here's how fast we want to go. Here's the point where we got to get ready for kickoff. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that are being coached pregame for sure.
So those veteran players help because they've been through it.
That's
right. They know how to stagger that process of getting ready for kickoff for the game. Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle Light and Lean Dressing. Endless flavorabilities. We got one more segment with the coach, 402-413-2400. Still time if you want to fire off a text. We're back to wrap it up next.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 3.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Calling all Husker fans. Woodhouse Auto Family is thrilled to be a sponsor of Volleyball Day in Nebraska. And to share the excitement, we're giving you a chance to win tickets. As the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics, Woodhouse takes great pride in supporting the Huskers and the passionate Nebraska fan base. And we want to see you in the Sea of Red at Volleyball Day in Nebraska. To enter for a chance to win tickets to the event and learn more, visit woodhouse.com today.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 7 or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 7 or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Kids eat free in September at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee to celebrate National Family Meals Month. That's right, get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under can choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, chicken tenders, and more. Bring the family together. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day in September.
Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. EJ Barthel with us for a couple more minutes. Our Nebraska football show for the week. Huskers open the season up in the Twin Cities against the Golden Gophers. And one of the guys in your room, he's going home. He's probably hitting people up for tickets. Emmett's got to be loving this, right?
That's awesome. He better be focused. That's all, you know. Yeah, but really excited for Emmett to get out there. I know he's from there, and not sure if he was recruited by them or not, but I know he's really excited to get out there and he's, the great thing about that is he's earned this opportunity to get out on the playing field. That's pretty cool.
Wouldn't that be neat? The first kickoff sailing toward him? I think, oh man, I'd be
pretty cool.
I might jump out of the
and he's
booth.
earned that. That's really special for me and special for him, and I can't wait for him to go out there and go play.
Omar Brown, also a Twin Cities guy, and Bryce Benhart from the state of Minnesota. Tom down in Kansas for you, Coach. He says, what is your philosophy on the mental aspect to your guys? The pressure of being a Huskers unmatched. It's the whole state rooting for you in the past several years. I think that has cost us with some of these close losses. I'm so excited. Go Big Red.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the one thing I would say is, as if I'm talking to my room right now, I'd say, you need to really realize what you're dealing with, right, and accept that pressure, right? Like, I'm a big boxing person, and I love boxing. And Mike Tyson, he would talk.
Bud Crawford.
That's right. I don't know him. I don't know too much about him as far as his training and all that stuff. But I do know that like, I guess what I'm saying is with Mike, he talked about being afraid of before every fight and kind of embracing that, right? And so that's what I would say to our guys is don't be afraid of the pressure. Don't be afraid of the fan base, the stadium, the noise, the chaos. Like, we got to find that's when we know we're home. When you can find comfort in the chaos, that's when you know you're home. That's when you know you've really become a competitor. And you look and you seek those moments, and you're going out after those moments versus letting that stuff push you back. You know what I mean? And I think it's just a fear that people have to get over. Young players got to get over. Just kind of once they get over it, and they'll start to live for the moment. I think it's another learning trait that guys have to go through. And it's kind of my job to get them ready and prepare them for that.
I'm going to get Bud down here to meet you.
I would love to meet Bud. He's a great fighter, man.
I have a feeling he's going to show up at one of the Husker games.
I love that.
In the next
he's
few
a great
weeks.
fighter.
Great fighter. All right, what will be some of the last things you talked about? One of your pregame things is talking to your guys. We've got about a minute left in the show. What are some of the last things you tell them? Is it all confidence boosting? Is it like you've earned this? What are some of the messages?
It's really they all have individual achievements that we're trying to accomplish at the end of the week, and it's about just kind of reinforcing those things and let them know how proud I am of them of getting to that point. And it's that last little moment of like, here's what we needed to do. You've gotten it done. Let's go play. And that's kind of that's my last little piece before letting them go out there and compete.
Let's go get it.
That's awesome.
EJ Barthel with us.
Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Husker running backs coach. Huskers Gophers, 48 hours from now. Kickoff will be on the air at 3 that afternoon with Husker Game Day. Looking forward to this season getting underway. Our Woodhouse Auto family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We are making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We got another hour of Sports Highlight coming up. Come on back. Jessica will join me next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Huskers fans, we need your support in celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium while cheering on the Huskers this fall. Purchase an all-new Husker football Big Ten 3-game package today for only $100. This package gets you a ticket to the Northwestern, Purdue, and Maryland home games, all for just $100. A very limited amount of Husker football single-game tickets are also on sale. Tickets are only available while supplies last. Purchase yours today at huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
There's no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like your home like Sap Brothers. For over 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and have been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbrothers.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Nebraska Athletics. Only in Nebraska will you find a historic, record-breaking event like Nebraska Volleyball Day to honor women's athletics. The University of Nebraska Foundation invites you to be a part of Only in Nebraska, a campaign for our university's future. Another historic, record-breaking effort to engage 150,000 donors to build the future Nebraska needs right now. It's all possible, and it's all happening here, only in Nebraska. Give to support in you at onlyinnebraska.org.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, Nebraska football head coach Matt Rhule spoke to the media about a variety of topics, including the travel roster size.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys who've paid a lot of the price, and you like to be able to take more people with you. To Amy's point, we have 1 or 2 guys that we think are going to be able to play, but we're not sure, so, we're going to bring them, have them treat and rehab and get them to the game and warm them up and see what they can do. So, 74, last time I was in college, I think it was 70, so there's, 4 more spots, which I think is great. But, we'll take like our 4th quarterback now, which we've never been able to do before. So, but you do feel bad that some guys who've really practiced hard and played hard are going to have to watch it from their dorm rooms or from their apartments, but, we'll be home soon.
More from Coach Rhule later on in the show. 3 Husker golfers were named to the Big Ten Golfers to Watch list earlier today. Will Marshall, Gentry Sheave, and Harry Crockett were all named to the list prior to the opening of the 23-24 season. And finally, some Major League Baseball scores. Currently, the Astros lead the Red Sox 2-0 in the 3rd. The Rangers and Mets are scoreless in the 4th. The Padres lead the Cardinals 1-0 in the 1st. Angels lead the Phillies 4-2 in the 6th. And finally, the Rays lead the Marlins 2-1 in the 5th. In just a few minutes, the Cubs host the Brewers and the Royals host the Pirates. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Turn, give it off to Grant. He picks his way inside the 45, bounces to the outside. 40, 35, 30, foot race now. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Snap back to Van Treese, play actions. Gets hit as he throws, pass headed down the end zone. Buford goes up and makes the interception at the 1-yard line. Marquise Buford's 2nd pick of the game, and it was created by some pressure on the quarterback, Van Treese.
Red, fed left, Lindsay gets a throw. They stayed with it, and Krause muscles it through a double Buckeye block. Becca Williams, Spring Lake, Texas serves back right. Nice pass, quick attack. Becca, Alec, big red, kaboom!
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are. It's our final hour of the night. What a good first hour. So much fun to talk to E.J. Barthel. He's a guy that we really have not been able to introduce much to our audience, but what a pleasant guy to talk to. It was fun.
Yeah, and he seemed like he was having a good time with it, too. You could just tell he loves talking about his guys, and really, he develops those relationships, and every running back I've talked to, just kind of the same thing you hear about some of the other coaches, but develop such a deep bond and relationship. He's going to be hard on them. He's going to push them on the field, but there's just such a close-knit bond when they step off the field, and they appreciate him for it. I mean, he is so well respected in that room.
I like that room. I like that room not just because I think there's good people in there, but I think there's some talent in that room.
I do, too. I like both, like you said. I mean, there's the talent, but then there is also great guys. And, I've been a big fan of Emmett Johnson since I interviewed him on signing day. And Ramir has always been fantastic. Gabe and, Anthony Grant as well. I mean, there's just, the list goes on and on. They've been great guys to work with and have been just so nice and gracious. And they're always, just very willing to do whatever interview and help me out. And, and then, hey, by the way, they've got different kinds of running backs too in that room too is also, I think, what is going to be key. And they can do different things with those guys too. I mean, you look at Ramirez, a different running back than Gabe, and Anthony is a little bit different than the other two. And so you can do some different things with those guys. And I think that's why we're going to see a lot of all 4 of them.
I think this team is so ready to play. And it's been such a long month. I mean, you're excited when you get here late in July, and then August just seems to take forever. And then I think it's probably hard for the kids, Jessica, to sit back and watch games last weekend and go, cool, let's go. I want to be out there playing right now. Yeah. And we did play last year in week 0. We were out there.
Yes, and then probably the coaches were like, yeah, we're probably not ready yet.
Yep.
I do think, though, kind of, we've talked about this a little bit throughout the process of camp. I do feel like probably once you got to last week and you got a feeling for when Friday and it was game week and you start having the excitement of getting to prepare for a game, and because they didn't want to throw too much Minnesota at them until they needed to. And so they didn't go all in on Minnesota until really the last 10 or so days. And so that makes it exciting too, and knowing that, hey, now we're honing in on game prep and we're getting ready for this week's opponent, and that probably triggers a new kind of excitement.
I'm going to brag a little bit here. Speaking of week 0 games, I saw a tweet today. Obviously, it was Notre Dame Navy playing at Aviva Stadium. It was kind of cool to see that. I was really reminiscent as I was watching that game. Irish ran away with it. It wasn't very competitive. And they put out a thing today that said 3.8 million people, highest viewed Notre Dame opener in like 4 years.
Wow.
We drew 4.2 million
a
year ago with Northwestern. So Husker football irrelevant. Timeout, not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. We had 400,000 more fans watching our game last year with Northwestern than Notre Dame Navy.
Well, and too, probably more people started to tune in because that game was
tight,
close,
it was close.
and Notre Dame Navy wasn't. And
but it didn't still.
Probably, and there's a lot more Notre Dame fans that were in that stadium too.
True, yeah, and they did sell it out. Our game was not quite sold out over there, but
and there were, I mean, as much as there were a lot of Nebraska fans, there were probably more Northwestern fans than there were Navy fans.
Probably right. Yep, that's probably true. So, but that was kind of cool. I saw that Notre Dame pounding their chest. I'm like, oh, hold on now. We had 400,000 more than
you didn't quote tweet that, and
I should have. I didn't do it though.
You should start, throwing some zingers out there on social media, Greg.
Yeah, I should. Disappointing start to the day with the news of Avery Gilbert getting arrested overnight. I think that's put Coach Rhule in a tough spot. He met with the media later in the morning, and we're going to play a clip a little bit later on. He didn't have a lot of information at that. More has come out as a day. This is just a really disappointing thing, and I don't know where it goes from here for Gilbert. He was not going to go to Minnesota. They haven't got him cleared to the NCAA. Coach alluded to, and we'll play the clip again here in a few minutes, but that he's had some issues going on. But my goodness, you hate to see something like that happen. And I don't know. I don't know what his future is with the program. It may not be very good.
And I'm not going to sit here and speculate on what's going on. I don't know him very well. I haven't had a chance to interview him, and I know it's probably got to be tough being in limbo and not knowing if you're going to play or play. But that's decisions that you can't make, and you can't put yourself in that position, this football team in that position. It's just, not good. It's not good all around. And as much as they weren't, he was on the scout team, and we had heard great things, and we're hoping that he could provide some help there at tight end. But at this point, he wasn't eligible. So it wasn't like this is happening to a guy that you're expecting to go have 100 yards and 5 touchdowns, because he wasn't scheduled to play because he wasn't eligible. Right. So it's not like that's completely derailing a game plan, because he wasn't even planning on traveling, right? They weren't even planning on traveling.
He was not going to be part of the 74, so they've not really utilized him in camp as a guy that would play in this game. So it's, from the football standpoint, it's not hurting this team at all for Thursday night. I've known Coach Rhule well enough now. This pains him when stuff like this happens. It does. It just... because he wants the best for everybody on this football team. So I thought about him first today. I'm like, oh, man, I bet he is just heartbroken to hear that news.
When he's been fighting so hard for him to be eligible, too. And, it's sad. And, you hate that that's something that's happening. But it seems like that this team is laser focused, and they're not going to allow this to derail what the planning that is in place already. But it does stink that that's a distraction that's happening 48 hours before we kick this thing off.
Coaches want no distractions. Mm-hmm. So, and this is one. All right, let's head to the phone. Let's go to Omaha. Doc Rock, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening, Doc.
Go Big Red, Greg and Jessica. How you living?
Good.
Good. Well, first, feel bad for Eric. And, we're responsible for our own decisions, that's for sure. And I'm not judge and jury, that's for sure. Also, and hopefully for the young man, he can see himself through this, be able to move on and be a good guy. So, with that said, I am drinking the Rhule-Aid. And you know what? Like I was telling the phone screener, I don't know if anybody's ever said that, but I've said it, and I believe I've said it first. So, I think I should trademark that Rhule-Aid. Chuck them and make a sign next time I go to the stadium. I am drinking the Rhule-Aid for sure, for many reasons. Number one, when you hear about nobody standing around I mean, that's the way Osborne used to do it. That's the way Solis used to do it. And, what better methodology to have it be a deal where everybody's getting reps. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nebraska was able to pour it on and lay the wood, so to speak, and beat teams by big margins, is because the next guy coming in was prepared. Not to dwell on last season, we're past it, but I think there was a few situations where we could say that, okay, this guy doesn't look prepared at a very important position. So there's that. And then today, hearing that, Coach doesn't believe in fair catching the ball.
How about that?
Outstanding. How many times over the years where we'd say, geez, the guy's got 15 yards in front of him, and he just fair caught the ball, and it's maddening and pulling your hair out. So I think we're going to see more running and some double tight end sets, and I think we're going to see some football that Nebraskans are more used to. And that's really what we need to be running as an offense in the Big Ten. We just need to run the ball when we need to and get that yard. So defensively, you hear a lot of good things. Obviously, we haven't played a game yet. But again, just the reps. Nobody's standing around. Let's not fair catch the ball. Here's another thing, and I don't know if it's come up, but back in the day when Nebraska receivers would catch the ball, you wouldn't see them intentionally run out of bounds. You'd see them turn it upfield. And look at Eric Crouch against Iowa years and years ago. He put the shoulder into him and took it to the house. And that's what you got to do, and that's about want to. So I'm just very, very excited. Hopefully we can come up with a win in Coach Rhule's first game. And once again, I'm drinking the Rhule. Love you guys. Go
All right, Doc. Appreciate it. Thinking about trucking guys, Anthony Grant trucked a guy at Rutgers last year. Remember
yes.
that?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
drilled-
Oh, and the sideline went bonkers.
Went over the top. I will say this about this staff. I think they are really buttoned up. I think they have covered a lot of ground with this team. I think that this team will be a prepared football team week in and week out. Does that mean wins? I don't know. That's what the games are for. But I think this team is prepared to play football.
Yeah, and I just think some of those things you're talking about the details and the mistakes and being level-headed in certain situations, and that's what I feel like Coach Rhule and the staff has hung their hat on, and that's how Baylor played. They're a very disciplined football team, and so I think that's certainly something that this team is not going to make some of those mistakes, and if they do, they're going to correct them.
Right.
And so, that's something that they've harped on, and Jeremiah went on, because he went out to practice a couple times and said how many times he heard Coach Rhule talking about, just understanding the difference between winning and losing a football team is just so razor thin. And those little small mistakes that you make over and over again could be what prevents you from winning that football game. And so he has just really, really harped on those.
A lot of close games, 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah.
Make the difference. And if you make them, you win. If you don't make them, you lose. I remember there were times last year, not so much in the kickoff return game, but in the punt return where Damon and I would be going, why did we not try to? And I'm not. Oliver Martin did that a lot of times. You're like, Oliver, you had like 8 to 10 yards. Get it and go right at the middle.
Yeah, you just don't know why it was some of the decisions were made, but it's almost like Nebraska at times was just playing two sides of the ball.
Right.
There was nothing a lot of times being done on special teams, at least in the punt game, that you felt like, and even like kickoffs. I guess sometimes there was.
I thought Tommy Hill was going to break.
Yeah, there was a
year.
couple that he did look like he was going to break free, but it wasn't much of a factor, and you have to be good on all 3 phases if you want to be good at football.
Absolutely. Sam in Omaha says, Greg, if you got the Minnesota's quarterback's name down, it's kind of tricky. Yeah, it's Kaliak Manis, and I'm ready. I've been practicing it for 3 months, so I'm ready to call his name a bunch on Thursday night. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. Former 4-star kid out of Illinois, got to start the last 4 or 5 games for them and came in here in the second half and rallied them a year ago to a win. So, I got his name down. Been working on it a lot, getting ready. All right, 402-413-2400. The Woodhouse Auto family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. When we come back, practice report. The head coach met with the media, talked about a lot of things. The Gilbert situation, talked about naming the starting place kicker. We'll get into all that coming up next.
Only in Nebraska will you find a historic, record-breaking event like Nebraska Volleyball Day to honor women's athletics. The University of Nebraska Foundation invites you to be a part of Only in Nebraska, a campaign for our university's future. Another historic, record-breaking effort to engage 150,000 donors to build the future Nebraska needs right now. It's all possible, and it's all happening here, only in Nebraska. Give to support in you at onlyinnebraska.org.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground-truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Calling all Husker fans. Woodhouse Auto Family is thrilled to be a sponsor of Volleyball Day in Nebraska. And to share the excitement, we're giving you a chance to win tickets. As the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics, Woodhouse takes great pride in supporting the Huskers and the passionate Nebraska fan base. And we want to see you in the Sea of Red at Volleyball Day in Nebraska. To enter for a chance to win tickets to the event and learn more, visit woodhouse.com today.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best. At Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Did you know that Lincoln's water is 4 times more hard than what is recommended? This will shorten the life of your water heater, harm pipes through mineral buildup, and is bad for your hair, skin, and clothes. What's the solution? A water softener. Go online to jhlincoln.com to learn more about water softeners and our flexible financing offers, or call
John Henry's 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It is a Tuesday night. It's our last show before tomorrow's volleyball match and Thursday's football game. So Matt Rhule met with the media earlier today and obviously kind of had an opening statement to talk about Gilbert's situation, and then everybody wanted to know who the starting kicker is going to be. Oh, but we have a practice report, right? We have a practice report tonight.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
So let's begin. The opening statement from the coach to talk about some not so good news and then naming a starter at the kicker position.
First of all, obviously, I came into work today and got the phone call about Eric. Obviously, really disappointed, really sad for him. When we took Eric, we thought we had a good. We knew we had a good group of people that were going to help him through some of the issues he's dealing with in his life. Have been really proud of the job he had done in the spring and summer. But to be honest, during camp, he's had some struggles. He's been working to overcome them. We have a great group of people here trying to help him. And then, obviously, last night happened. So I don't have a lot of details. You guys probably have more details than me. I got a quick phone call and then went out to the field. So, we'll work through those, as we get more information. But sad and disappointed. Disappointed for him and his family. Disappointed, obviously, for the business owner. And we'll have to just work through it as we move forward. With regards to the team, Tristan Alvano will be the starting kicker in this game. We're not prepared yet to say the kickoff person. I think a lot of all three guys are ready to go, so a lot of that will be affected by the wind and certain kicks maybe at different times. Teddy Prohaska's up and ready to play, so how much he plays will remain to be seen, but he is up and ready to play and has had a really good week. And Marcus Washington is up and ready to play. So both those guys have done a great job battling back from injury, so I'm excited to see those guys play. So,
quite the opening statement. There was a lot of news in there.
Some down, some good.
The two at the end, huge. To get Teddy and Marcus Washington both back. They're up, ready to go, ready to play. And we kind of talked about this last night, that Teddy would be out there, but not knowing how much he will be available, but just being able to have him to start, maybe get into the rotation a little bit. And if you need him, he can get back into that. And then Marcus Washington, I just think he's just such a veteran guy and has been a weapon that is so reliable in so many different ways. The way he blocks, he was a safety blanket last year for Casey. He can make some really hard catches, and so just having another veteran wide receiver out there, I think is going to be huge.
Very good. Well, we knew Gilbert was still a long shot, with the NCAA still not offering an opinion on that. Now with the legal situation, he may never play as a Cornhusker. So how about the tight end position? Fedoni, Borkacher, we heard those names a lot. What about beyond that? Here's the coach.
Yeah, Janier Bonner, he's sort of a hybrid type tight end for us. We think he's going to play a lot of football for us. We have Luke Lindenmeyer, who's really good on the line tight end. He can play the Y and the F. Jake Applegate was traveling, so our travel list was made before obviously last night's news. As you guys know, Eric probably wasn't going to travel with us anyway. He's just been kind of on the scout team. So we've been rocking with those guys all camp, and we have a lot of confidence in them. We also have some O-linemen who practice at the tight end position for some of our bigger sets. So we have a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a room that felt like, especially those two, the 1-2 with Fedoni and Borkature, that you feel pretty good about those guys. And then Janiron Bonner is going to play a ton. I've seen him out there a lot, and they really like him, and he can do so many different things that, like we said at the beginning and like we talked about last night, it's just, not something that you even thought you were going to have that piece anyways going into this weekend, but you feel really good about the guys that you do have.
And a new place kicker, Tristan Alvano, the true freshman from Omaha West Side, beating out the incumbent Timmy Bleekrode. It took until today to get that determination out, so 48 hours. I think neither guy really had a great camp. We kept hearing about misses, but Tristan obviously has quite the resume coming out of high school. He won a state title here at Memorial Stadium last November. Here's the coach asking about what are his expectations of Tristan for Thursday night's game.
They're all of age to go over and fight, overseas. I don't want to ever use age as a I don't ever want to use age as an excuse for them, because I know they don't want that. Tristan Alvano's the kicker at the University of Nebraska. That means something. It's a long lineage of elite specialists. And so, because I won't say his age, but because he hasn't kicked for us, I'm sure there's going to be some ups and downs, highs and lows. There's going to be that for the whole team. The whole team's going to have ups and downs and highs and lows, and we're trying to build a team that's resilient, that doesn't fold. But I'll tell you this, if the kick comes down to the end and we got to go win it, I'm going to put Tristan out there and believe he's going to make it.
We've always heard Damon talk a lot about Tristan and how much he believes in him and how he's been able to deliver in big-time moments in games. I'd be interested to hear, has he ever talked about him in practice? Like maybe Tristan is more apt to deliver in those big moments in games more than practice?
That's a great question. We'll ask him.
Yeah, so I'd be fascinated to hear his take on how Tristan was in practice leading up to game week. Hey, get the misses out in practice, right? And
right.
So, but I don't know. I mean, that would be something that we should ask him.
Well, it could be a huge part of the game because I think we anticipate this being a close football game.
It was last time we went to Minnesota.
So, I mean, Connor Colt missed a kick late that would have been huge in the fourth quarter. So you got to make kicks in big spots. So it's congratulations to Tristan. Let's hope he goes and just hangs on to this for the next 4 years. That would be great if he could do that. All right, Huskers ready to travel with a new staff. The coach was asked today, what do you do for away games? What do? You practice early? What's kind of the routine between now and kickoff?
We're a Fast Friday practice team. We'll practice tomorrow. Different than the Fast Fridays they've experienced in the past. So we got a dry run at that last week. We'll truly practice tomorrow. We try to get there early. We'll go see a movie most road games. Not a big meeting the night before a team. Night games, we get up, we do this thing called a neurocharge. We bounce tennis balls and throw medicine balls. It's pretty cool, actually. I always feel bad for the people that are on the floor below us at the hotel because you have all these guys jumping around. But we wake them up and we'll walk through and we'll get some work in the middle of the day and then show up and play the game.
They did the run-throughs, but it's still going to be, I'll be watching real closely how things unfold in warm-ups because it'll be the first time. Who's going to be on the sideline? I don't think we know that yet.
We don't.
We asked Coach Barthel. I don't think, everything, they don't know, especially offense, defense. So we'll see who's going to be on the sideline, who's going to be in the booth up there next to you guys. And there's going to be a lot to take in those couple hours leading up to kickoff to see how this team gets ready to play a football game.
Both coordinators have acted like they're going to be down. So, that was really the case last year, too. Mark Whipple liked being down. Bill Bush was down. So, Bill was up.
No, Bill was down once he took over.
You're right. He was up before, and then he went down later. Yeah. So, we'll see. Those are the moving parts of a staff that, game ones, that's why you got to be a little careful with game ones. And I know Coach, he's been through this a bunch of times. Temple Bader, NFL, he knows what he's doing. He'll make the right call on all these things. All right. Interesting question. He got asked about with the way Minnesota plays and the way they can bleed clock because they run the football so much. He said, is it imperative for the Huskers to get off to a fast start? Coach snapped at the question, not at the reporter, but at the question.
I love this answer.
You'll hear.
Yeah, you're never going to hear me talk about starting fast. Started fast last year. We were up 10-0. The game to me is about, as Coach Osborne told me, played the whole game to get to the fourth quarter and try to win it in the fourth. We want to be the best team at the end. And that I've worked hard to teach our guys that. There's a great quote, what kind of competitor sees the finish line and slows down? We want to sprint to the finish line. We want to sprint. And so for us, we're going to go out and play really, really hard. We're going to trade blows all game, body blows the whole game. We'll get to the middle 8 right before the half and then come out of the half and try to win that, play hard, and then get to the fourth quarter. And to me, the whole new game begins. And then you get to the final 5 minutes, and it's like NBA basketball. Like, wake me up when there's 5 minutes left on the clock, and I'll come watch. Like, that's how we look at football. So starting fast, shoot. I'll be honest with you, if they take the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, you'll probably see me smiling. Like, none of that matters to me. Being down 17-0 doesn't matter to me. How we play going into the fourth quarter, through the fourth quarter, that determines who you are, how you play. Like, the first game is really important to me, obviously. It's this game, how we play to the end of the year. We want to be a team that gets better every game, gets better every drive, gets better through the season. So this is a great day for us. It's the great first step on an amazing journey.
I love that, because how many times have we seen fast starts that you didn't finish?
Right.
You have to be able to finish.
Last year's game with these guys.
10-0
at half.
There were several games like that. So you've got to be able to finish at the end. And it's not about, you cannot panic if the other team gets off to a fast start. It's about continuing to build and being the best team at the end of the game. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Which you think, we got to get off to a fast start, but it's about being the best team at the end. Look at, USC is kind of a perfect example of that. How many times have they scored, even in their bowl game, right, against Tulane?
But couldn't finish.
Yeah.
All right, interesting press conference. There was a lot in there today. Again, not all of it good with the Gilbert news, but a lot of interesting stuff in there for people to ponder. Hey, Sports Highlight is brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with a problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices Treatment 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. Phone lines back open for you, 402-413-2400. Oh, by the way, Volleyball Day in Nebraska, less than 24 hours away. We'll talk a little bit about that next.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Kids eat free in September at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee to celebrate National Family Meals Month. That's right, get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under can choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, chicken tenders, and more. Bring the family together. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day in September.
Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
There's a new kind of season ticket when you fly from the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of the Huskers. Now at LNK, choose from fast, affordable, non-stop flights to your favorite vacation spots. All from an airport that's relaxed and hassle-free. It's never been easier to get off the bench and enjoy an adventure with the whole family. Visit GoFlyLNK.com and book your trip today. Let's go.
If unwanted hair is putting you in a prickly situation, give laser hair removal a try. Milan Laser Hair Removal delivers smooth, hair-free skin with permanent results for men and women of all skin tones. So there's no more unwanted stubble, razor burn, or ingrown hairs. Visit any of Milan Laser's 7 Nebraska locations to get 1 free treatment. Ready to never shave again? Call 833-NO-RAZOR or visit MilanLaser.com to book your free treatment and consultation. That's MilanLaser.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside-Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
There's no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and have been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbrothers.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Nebraska Athletics.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Folks, this week's contestant for the Woodhouse blocked punt for a touchdown contest is Hector Estrada. Remember, the Huskers block a punt, return it for a touchdown. Hector Estrada is going to win a 2-year, 10,000-mile-per-year lease on a truck from Woodhouse. How cool is that? Go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to enter. Was it Malcolm Hartzog that blocked one last year and brought it back?
It was. Well, he got it. Somebody blocked it. He picked it up.
That's right.
Who blocked it? I should know this.
I should know this, too.
It wasn't Omar Brown, was it?
We'll find that out. We'll get that figured out. But that's cool. So, Hector, good luck. Thursday night's game.
I hope you get that truck, Hector.
I do, too. That would be fantastic. Question on our text line about, you guys have any thoughts about MJ Sherman not getting a black shirt? Well, I think right now at that jack position, Chief Borders won the battle. And so they went with Chief getting the black shirt. But again, you could lose those. Those can come and go. You have to hang on to it. And MJ, hopefully that motivates him to keep fighting and try to get more playing time.
By the way, Chris Kolarvik blocked it.
Chris Kolarvik.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, I think he did the starters, and it's really important. And it's not like the black shirts are done. They're going to continue it'll evolve throughout the season, and hopefully he's motivated by it. And this is his first time being a black shirt anyway. So once he sees what it all means and what it's about, maybe he'll want to make sure that he gets it and doesn't let it go.
Absolutely. Rudy and Florida guys, no onside kicks. We're up 10. Too soon, Rudy. Too soon to bring that up. Great job keeping everybody updated on the Big Red. Rudy, be safe. I know you got that hurricane kind of barreling down, coming up the Gulf side. So hope you're safe. Hope you're on the good side of that storm that's going to hit Florida in the next 24 hours. So be safe down there in the Sunshine State. All right. The sun is supposed to shine tomorrow. That's great news for Volleyball Day in Nebraska. They're out there practicing. The Huskers are right now.
So when you were doing the football show, I went down there and took in some practice, and we have done a lot of conversations figuring out how this is going to go down. If you missed any of my conversation with Lindsay Peterson, the director of operations, she really dove into everything they have to do to be able to be ready for the elements, and so they were going to go get a feel for it. And the depth perception is huge because there's no ceiling, right?
Yep.
You don't have fans as close to you, and so all the things that you have to be ready for that you've just never, there's no way to be ready for it.
No.
So they were going to go down there and get a feel for it, and it was really cool. I walked down there and I walked up a little bit, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Just seeing that court down there and seeing the team down there practicing, and even without fans in there, but just getting a sense for what that's going to look like tomorrow night. It's the coolest thing one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It gives me chills, and it makes me so proud. And I love this place. I love the state that they're doing this for this women's athletics event and going after this record. It's just the coolest thing. But it wasn't too hot, so that was a concern, right? And I even heard one of the players say, it's not bad at all up here.
Yeah.
So I think maybe a little bit of a breeze.
The afternoon match, it may be quite a bit hotter.
Yeah. But at 6:30 down there, a lot of it was
covered.
shaded.
Yeah.
So I
Even
think
for the crowd.
Yeah, because it's on the side of the stadium. So most people should be in the shade. It wasn't too hot, and so I think probably the big thing that be concerned about would just be the wind, right? How the wind is tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked what the wind's supposed to be. But
I think about like this.
I think, so it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
So really the big concern for a while was the temperature, but it was not bad at all. It felt good out there. It felt
It's going to
great.
be so cool. Coach Cook he met with the media earlier today. He says, well, this is the closest thing I'm going to get to being the head football coach in Nebraska. Coaching a game inside the stadium. So he goes, I'm going to feel like Coach Rhule tomorrow night down there inside Memorial Stadium. And it's amazing in a lot of ways how small the volleyball court looks out there, doesn't it?
Yes.
You put it in the massive football field.
Yeah, it kind of does. And then the stage the concert stage looks even smaller.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, I guess because with Garth, there were so many, there were seats around it. And
they were going to put the towers up, but it was going to obstruct people's view.
Right.
And so they go, you can't put your towers up.
But
so Scotty McCready's they're going to have to light the stage a little differently.
They were down there, the concert crew was down there getting that, finishing touches on that. There's a lot of cool surprises that are going to happen throughout the entire day. And man, it's just to see it all come to fruition. And even we saw I was out there after the scrimmage and they started bringing stuff in. And I know that they've worked through the night and worked late. And, you saw kind of the laying out of the original underneath and then starting to see this. But to see the players on the court, it's just to see it finally happening. It was hard to fathom. And to now see it, it's just, gosh, I'm so happy for them. And I cannot imagine how they're going to feel running out there. And they're going to have a tunnel walk and all the bells and whistles. It's just going to be such a special thing for them tomorrow.
And for the 90,000 people that are coming, you're in for a show. There's going to be a light show. There's going to be fireworks. Then you have the concert. And again, take advantage of those remote parking spots. If you need to know where there are, go on Huskers.com. It's free. You park in like Gateway Mall or Northwest High School or North Star High School. Aero buses are going to be bringing you in, dropping you down just a couple of blocks from the stadium, and that's where they'll be to take you back to your car afterwards. That will take a lot of stress off your life, not coming down here and trying to loop around, and like we do every day, trying to loop around and find a place to park.
Right? It's not the easiest thing, so plan for it. And that's what my dad was asking me. I'm like, Dad, I don't know, because they're still businesses, so wherever, I don't even know where he parks normally, but what normally might be okay to park on a Saturday is not going to be okay to park in the middle of a Wednesday. So you just have to make plans for that. And know that it's probably not going to be as easy to just find parking just anywhere around the stadium.
Some of the garages around PBA would be available because there's not as much business parking there. But you get to the downtown lots, those people still work. The banks are still open. All that's open tomorrow. So, again, you might want to take advantage of the free bus service that they're offering from those locations on the outskirts of town to bring you in. You just park there for free, jump on the bus, nice Aero Stage Line bus. They'll be running about, they got like 50 buses, I think, ready to come back and just constantly looping around. Starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow is when that starts. To get you brought in here. So
you saw the Chick-fil-A, the big Chick-fil-A semi out there?
I know. It's on the concession board now. They're selling that at Husker games.
They brought in a massive semi-truck to be able to serve outside the stadium, too. So, again, just want to remind people, if you haven't heard us talking about it, the big Adidas rally, there's a lot of cool things. I saw Emily, who's calling the game, she's been tweeting all about it, which is cool to follow her perspective as well. But she said that she heard that there are special bracelets, commemorative bracelets that you can make at that Adidas rally. And so
that's at noon?
Yes,
tomorrow?
at noon.
Okay.
At the pavilion, right?
And the Coliseum.
Yeah, the Coliseum. Sorry, the Coliseum. So if you want to get out there, and the team's going to be out there for a little while, a lot of cool things going on out there. So it's an all-day event. So bring the kiddos and enjoy this thing all day and embrace literally from start to finish.
I really feel bad for, Camden. He doesn't have school tomorrow. I mean, it's just an awful deal.
Right? Is he at least got a parking pass?
I don't think so. He's going to have to hoof
walking.
it. He's going to be walking. And I'm told the scooter has arrived.
Cole's scooter. Uh-oh, has the helmet.
I doubt it. Dave in Hawaii. Jessica, are you doing the live pregame show in Minnesota?
So we won't be doing it. We won't be on camera, but we will have a live stream, so you can take in all of the pregame warm-ups like we typically do on Facebook Live. It will be synced to the radio, but at home games, we will be doing more of what we've done in the past. We'll be standing down there on the field and leading you into that. But yes, so a little bit of a mixed bag this year. We will have the live streaming that you can see a lot of what's going on, but we won't be on it except for home games.
Dennis wants to know any hints on the Tunnel Walk song for volleyball tomorrow.
I haven't heard. Let me see if I can get a response.
I think we should just get a surprise for everybody. Let it be a surprise. Oh, it's going to be so cool. That is amazing. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder for the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We are back to wrap up this little show next.
If unwanted hair is putting you in a prickly situation, give laser hair removal a try. Milan Laser Hair Removal delivers smooth, hair-free skin with permanent results for men and women of all skin tones. So there's no more unwanted stubble, razor burn, or ingrown hairs. Visit any of Milan Laser's 7 Nebraska locations to get 1 free treatment. Ready to never shave again? Call 833-NO-RAZOR or visit MilanLaser.com to book your free treatment and consultation. That's MilanLaser.com.
Is your garbage disposal not disposing? You had one job. Drains backing up can cause a horrible smell in a home, damaged pipes, and so much more. Some signs that your garbage disposal may be going out include frequent clogs, abnormal and louder noises than normal, or water is leaking from the bottom, just to name a few. John Henry's is here to take care of all the pipes and drains in your home. Call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
Do you need to relocate to a different city or state but don't know where to start? If so, put the power of BHA Real Estate to work for you. BHA will set you up with the best real estate agent in your new town. Have a house to sell first? No problem. They can assist you with that as well. With over 70 years of experience, BHA has a network to ensure one of the biggest transactions in life will be handled with care that you deserve and the service that you can trust. Give BHA Real Estate a call today for all your relocation needs. 308-324-5581.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option. It's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option. It's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. The only designated R1 research university in Nebraska, UNL's innovations power economic growth, precision ag production, tech breakthroughs, and future leaders in Nebraska. With the highest graduation rates and highest median earnings for recent grads of any public university in Nebraska, UNL is doing big things for our state.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It's a Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, no show. Volleyball takes the air at 6 o'clock for pregame, 7 o'clock first serve. The big match inside the stadium. Then our football pregame coverage begins Thursday at 3. Kickoff at 7 from Huntington Bank Stadium up in Minneapolis. On the text line, what about the joke of the week? It's postponed to next Thursday.
The chat room also wants to know. They want him to do it tonight.
Yeah, he ain't ready. Tim and Kearney, here we go again. Whitesnake for the walkout song.
I texted the people that would know. They have not responded. They're kind of busy. But if I don't get it in the next 3 minutes, it'll have to be a surprise.
I think it should be a surprise.
So
yeah.
But I did ask the people who know.
All right. Very, very good. We're cleaning all these things up. I love the text line, firing stuff in at us here on a Tuesday night from the state. Great to hear from Coach Barthel in hour number 1. Huskers running backs coach. Nebraska will depart tomorrow midday to go to Minneapolis. So we're going to be out of town. I knew this was going to be tough leaving town with that big event tomorrow night. We'll be tuned in, though. We'll be able to get some pictures from Minneapolis and watch some of it. It should be fun. And I'm just so glad that it looks like the weather's going to cooperate.
Yes. When you announced that thing in February, right? Was it February?
Yeah.
Or we knew that it was going to start happening. They started having talks in January, February. And you start thinking, well, that's a long ways to hope the weather holds out. But now that it's closer, you feel pretty good about how and it was not hot. That was another concern is I know people are thinking that we are overreacting on this, but that court that it's built on makes it even hotter.
Yeah.
And so there were some concerns about the temperature of that court being too hot, but it feels like it's going to be all right.
It could be warm for the Wayne State-Kearney match. I hope they have some misters for them. They're playing best of 3. Because of TV, you couldn't let them play a best of 5 match. You had to limit it to best of 3, but I'm sure they're thrilled with the fact that they can just be a part of this because BTN's pretty adamant that they want to hit it right at 7 o'clock.
Yes, and they will be on Nebraska Public Television, right?
Yeah, they're carrying that match.
And then Big Ten, BTN for the Nebraska game, their hour-long pregame show.
Did not know that.
There's a lot. They're going to have interactive things going on. So if you can't make it out to the game, they have a lot of cool stuff that are happening during the broadcast.
Great. All right. Going to be fun tomorrow night. Andy in the chat room wants our first TD pick. I'll be easy. I'll go Jeff Sims. I'll say Sims scores our first touchdown.
I'll say Gabe Irvin. Didn't we flip that when we picked the other day?
We might have.
I think you went Gabe, I went Jeff.
About a scoop and score. That'd be fun, right?
Yes.
A little defensive score. That would be a cool deal.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a defensive score.
All right, that wraps it for us tonight. We will be back. We will have a show Friday. So even though we have the game Thursday, we will have a show Friday. And we got to do picks on Friday's show.
Greg, next time we're on the air, it'll be game day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's right. And Jeremiah weaseled his way back into the pick. So we'll look forward to that tonight. Thanks to Camden and Nicole, to all of you for listening tonight. Enjoy the match tomorrow and the Husker game on Thursday with the Gophers, Minnesota. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day-by-day donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
There's a new kind of season ticket when you fly from the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of the Huskers. Now at LNK, choose from fast, affordable, non-stop flights to your favorite vacation spots. All from an airport that's relaxed and hassle-free. It's never been easier to get off the bench and enjoy an adventure with the whole family. Visit GoFlyLNK.com and book your trip today. Let's go.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT